Hello, it's Gary here with a November blog. I did say last month that I wouldn't leave it quite so long, and yes, I have done. October got a little bit on the busy side, and because I was doing something a little bit different, which was I was working in a scare maze. It was at Lunar Springs called Meltdown. It was just an absolute blast to do so, to work there. I had so much fun, absolutely great maze, and I'm going to say James and Connor were absolutely awesome to work for. So many little things that made the actual experience just better than it was, and one of them was getting our tea before we started, which was an absolute gem of a thing to do. So yeah, October, pretty full on. It's quite tiring, but managed to get other things planned and organised for the future. One of the things that has just passed was about almost 2 weeks ago, or was it last week? Can't remember. I did an audience with Whiskers. It's the first one. It's our first sort of tryout, and it's my intention to find out more about a bit of a Birmingham legend who'd I'd heard a lot about in very, very whispered terms. It was like whiskers. And I actually, over a long period, possibly about 30 years, thought he was a made-up character. Turns out not. I've heard lots and lots of little bits and pieces about him. There's definitely times we've been in the same place at the same time, but never been introduced. And I just had no reference point to say, oh yeah, that's Whiskers. So the way it kind of transpired was May of 2022. I was putting together a guest list for the launch party of my exhibition, It's Not Unusual, which was at the Back-to-Backs. And it was all people that I knew that had collaborated with the book, and a few of the people that I really wanted to be there, who supported me over the years, which is it's essential for people like myself to have people that support what you're doing, even when you're going through times when you're thinking, everything's going absolutely fucking wrong. So yes, my guest list was just my circle, and I got an email come through from a name I didn't know, and it transpired it was Whiskers. And my initial reading of it sounded like I was being told off a little bit for not inviting him, but it was his very eloquent way of introducing himself, and we actually did meet in person on the night, and we had a little chat, and then subsequently we've got to know each other much better. I've just found him absolutely fascinating, and it was probably about a year ago I did say, well, have you ever thought about doing an audience with, and one of the phrases that he said when we were doing a bit of a practice run, and it was about, well, how did Whiskers become Whiskers? Because the man has just got such incredible life experiences. I have said to him, it's a bit like a Hallmark Channel crossed with Pulp Fiction. There's just it's this mesh of different experiences, and he He's very candid about his life. He's very eloquent, and he's also extremely funny. So yes, we did do what we call an audience with whiskers. It didn't have a tagline. Well, I had a tagline for it, which was more about underground Birmingham, but over the months that we've been talking and texting and things like that, it's gone from this underground Birmingham, which is more about, and to now more about his life experiences, which I'm going to say very, very interesting. So yes, we did briefly call it Wild Wildlife, and then in the last few weeks it's actually turned to it's a wicked, wicked life, our wicked, wicked life, and that I feel is very, very appropriate. So anyway, yes, it must have been last week. We had our first ever showing, and we covered six topics, of which one of them was the first use of the word cunt, which is well, first use of the word, first use of the word cunt, but in front of your parents at the age of about 4. That's a brilliant opener. So we covered 6 subtopics, yeah, it was a start. There's things that we've learned from the experience, and our intention is to repeat it again, and it's most likely going to be in January. I do need to organise this with Patsy at Missing. Again, I'm going to sing Missing's praises because, yes, it was held in the cabaret bar upstairs at Missing, and Patsy Patsy and the team were just completely awesome. I went on the day to set up, and it was like, this is just so easy. I'm normally used to a lot of problems, but this, if anybody's thinking about doing an event, please do contact them, because it's a lovely space, and city centre is handy, and it's in the gay village, and it was very, very appropriate for what we were talking about. And yeah, but yeah, if you've got an event you're thinking about, really do consider them, because as I say, Patsy and the team, they are just so accommodating. Anyway, so yes, I have posted a very, very short video. Whiskers and I yet to get together and have a discussion about, well, we just want to review them and see what we're saying. So maybe we might post more, don't know, not sure yet. It's under discussion. So, but yes, there is a short, I think it's about 5 or 6 minutes long, and it is the first section, which is about the first use of the word cunt. So, yeah, that's happened, and so we're tentatively looking at January, which to do a follow-on, and hopefully, and the intention is to do some more, because there are a lot more stories. I've heard a lot. I really don't think I've heard everything, and even with the small audience that we had, 2 or 3 things came out which are kind of really, really interesting, and I'm going to subtly throw them in at another occasion. So yes, anyway, so right, I worked quite a bit at Scamaze, which were, so obviously I did do quite a bit of photography, but it's all client based. But I have, since finishing the Scamaze, I've sat and collated a lot of things to put them into either order or to create something from them, and I have decided there's a couple of things that I'm going to put up for sale. This actually came from, this is a limited edition print, and it's a beautiful quality print. Feel the quality if you can. It's beautiful. I'm absolutely so impressed with this company. far greater than the publishing company that printed my book, who